Yo, my boys, James here, and today, yeah, I'm gonna talk about this. I'm just gonna talk about Burning Crusades. And it got leaked yesterday. I was actually doing some arenas on my alt, and I was getting cancer from doing them. Just facing the typical Holy Paladin teams until 40% dampening, almost sleeping on my chair while facing them because the game is just so boring as Affliction. And this leaked when I was playing, and I was like, nah, I'm fucking out. I'm gonna level my ults on Classic because you will actually take the characters from Classic to Burning Crusade. So I gotta get ready for that. There's no way around it. And I was so happy, and I'm opening this because this is. I'm gonna pretty much say what's my plan, right? With World of Warcraft. And guys, I really wanted to like play live when it dropped. Shadowlands seemed so good, but then the lack of tuning in Arena and the lack of good class design just was throwing me off the game. Um, I even said to my friends like if I wasn't almost sure that TBC was coming, I would have just quitted the game. Not because Arena is hard for Affliction, it's just not fun. And I think that's the most important part of a game is having fun. And even the games I win or we win because we are a team, I was like, oh my god, I'm so bored. The pace is so weak for Affliction Warlocks. You can't kill before dampening, mostly because of Shadow Resistance Aura, which will be removed. But it's just so boring currently, and I hope that there's more changes on the PTR than the ones we saw. I saw someone saying that Demon Armor on one of my comments, Demon Armor was getting buffed by 30% as Affliction. I don't think it is. I think that change is only for Destro. And probably they will nerf the Affliction armor. But if they are also buffing Affliction armor, the problem is not the armor, the only spec, the only class that only does physical damage. It's actually Windwalkers, I think, and MM Hunters. And even MM Hunters, they have Explosive Shout and Serpent Sting, so yeah. Um, but yeah, I'm just super excited about TBC because after TBC comes Rat, and Rat has, in my opinion, the most fun class design ever. And in TBC, I see a lot of players. Oh, you guys are so excited to play easy classes. You just press one button in PV. Yeah, bro, that is actually true. A lot of classes only press one button. Like Hunters only press this one macro. Warlocks only really press Shadow Bolt. But it's so much more fun in anything else. Like in Arena, it's just so much more fun. You have so much stuff, and I think at some point I just got enough aid from arenas in Shadowlands, and this announcement for me it's amazing. Or they will do the announcement officially today, which we are gonna watch. But this announcement for me just kept me in the game because now I don't have to worry about this current dev team actually fixing Affliction Warlocks in PvP, which from the PTR they are not. There's one good change, pretty much, and the good change it's actually not even to the Affliction Warlock, it's to the Holy Paladin with the removal of Shadow Resistance Aura, which is just will make us as Affliction not have to wait for 40 to 50% dampening. Now we just need to wait for 30%, I guess, or 20% maybe, But we don't care about that anymore because TBC is coming, and my plan is to just not play live unless they completely fix the spec and completely tune the spec. And by completely, I don't mean like, oh, we are barely viable as Affliction, but we are really good as Destro. I don't want to play Destro anymore. Not there. I'm actually gonna play Destro in TBC, and that's why I'm also making a Warlock. Uh, it's not gonna be a Orc, it's gonna be an Undead I'm gonna level. But because I don't like the shard system in Destro. I just don't like to be pigeonholed into a shard system where everything I do does no damage, and then this one big Chaos Bolt does damage, and it can just be stopped by the enemy team with the brain, especially without haste. But yeah, guys, TBC is coming. Um, and I already have a plan. I was thinking about 2 days or 3 days ago what I was gonna do with World of Warcraft because I was really in a dark place in terms of the game. I I just wasn't having fun, and I don't think my friends were either. Like we were kind of having fun sometimes, and laughed a lot when we would die in a divine tool 0. 0.3 seconds or 0. 0.8 seconds, or a fire mage popped combust and killed us through everything, or but arena is not fun. It's not fun to face a sub rogue who runs away like every 20 seconds he runs away, he opens, he stays there for 10 seconds, then he fucks off and he rides into the sunset looking for a better opener. It's not fun facing fire mages who get kicked on poly, can't blink, stay in the middle of the fight and still get trained and they're fine. It's not fun to face Holy Paladin, so press spacebar and heal the whole team while pressing spacebar. It's not fun to face an enhancement shaman who just zug zug and can zug zug for more time because you can just all feel more than a red paladin, by the way. And it's not fun to face a Ventir warrior who has that sentence and just trains you, and even though you do have a lot of mobility as a warlock, he can just stick with you because he has that sentence and freedom from a paladin. So yeah, guys, I'm done with that. And until they actually fix live, I always said this when Classic came out. I would never play Classic full time. I would just level my Warlock because of TBC. And finally, it's coming. And the main reason is because Classic doesn't have arenas, and arenas are where I have the most fun. I will do some raids, probably in TBC, but arenas are my focus. That's why I'm gonna level so many characters. But yeah, guys, like it's just I felt like the live game had a lot of potential, and I always said this that people who want to go back into certain expansions, some of them it's to experience them, but most of them it's because live, the current game, is lacking. That's the truth. Like, it has so many systems. First of all, it has a lot of systems like Torghast and Renown, and on top of that has the gearing system as well. Like it's just so many systems convoluted to as a barrier to entry, and people don't even think about covenants or renown, but they are actually a big deal. And I tested it on my warrior. I was doing a lot of damage when I was full Kyrian, then I swapped to Ventir, and all of a sudden I lose one of my potency, and I lose a lot of the the traits, and I start to do no damage. Even as Venture I do a lot of damage obviously, but when compared to Kyrian. And there's a lot of these systems where if you don't do them, you can't really play the game. In TBC there's not. You gear up for PvE by doing PvE. You have the best gear in PvE. Same with arenas. You gear up through PvP. You get the best gear in PvP and you play PvP. It's just so different. And and yeah, like this announcement tells me that the Wrath of the Lich King is also coming in 2 years, which, like I said, has the best class design. And I hope that Blizzard uses this as a way to improve the live game. Um, because as a warlock, I bet if you guys are like holy paladins, fire mages, warriors, are having a lot of fun in Shadowlands. And when I see posts from on Twitter saying that Shadowlands is good, it's actually mostly from those classes. But as a warlock main, I wasn't. It felt like the games we lost, most of the games I lost in arenas 2v2 or 3v3 was because there's aids in the class design where everything is made to counter you, like feign dead, like mass reflect on top of a overwatch talent. Like all of this is made to counter you, you being the only caster that doesn't have more than one school. Like everything, you being the only caster that has to cast your spenders, like all of this was fucking AIDS. And that's gone. So my plan right now is to, I don't have the level 60 mount on this. I'm gonna work towards that. I only need to do Dire Maul, so I'm gonna do that pretty soon. I'm gonna keep my warrior and my priest at 58 until they release the pre-patch, because I want to know if the experience is gonna get reduced. And I just let them in 58 because it's easy to level in Outlands. It's easier. You get like 2 levels in like 2 hours probably. If I remember correctly, it was like 1 hour per level, so it's pretty good. My warlock, it's gonna be my main obviously, and right now I'm working towards a rogue. I want to level a rogue, a hunter, and I'm gonna level a new warlock. And depending on how they do it, I'm gonna level a red paladin as well. What I want is to have options and just do whatever I want, play whatever I want, have fun. Like, gonna push with a warlock finally. Gonna play some good tanky caster. Um, Old Warlock, SLSL. One of them will be SLSL, the other will be Unstable Affliction, which is not overpowered, but it's playable. It's way more tankier than current Affliction is, so at least that. But yeah, guys, the announcement will be today, and finally, um, we will have another form of arenas, and I'm curious to see what's gonna be more fun for players and what's gonna be more played, if TBC or Shadowlands. I think TBC in terms of PvP will be more played than Shadowlands. That's my guess. Um, for sure at the start when TBC drops, but after that, I still think TBC will win in terms of participation. I really do think that. I think there's a lot of players that it's just how the class design works, right? Where, for example, Red's Ferals don't have a kick but have a lot of utility, and everything is viable within the three brackets. So 2v2, 3v3, and 5v5. Everything is viable. Not everything is viable for everything, but it's also not on live, right? So yeah, TBC is coming, boys. Peace.